Hey Lydia, Miss Willis here, just wanting to get a chance to get this problem off my mind. I realized what happened where we went wrong, but let's start from the very beginning. Okay, so a cylinder has a surface area of this and the height of this, and everything's in inches, so we don't have to worry about that. We want to calculate the volume. Well, let's remember what our volume formula is, which is over here. We know that for the volume, we definitely need the radius and we definitely need the height. Fortunately, they've given us the height as 6. So the next thing we need to do is just find this radius and we're on our way. So we're going to use the information that they gave us over here in order to calculate that. So if this is our surface area, we're going to start substituting in what we know. So we've been given that the height is 6. So let's go ahead and put that 6 in. And that's about all we know, but we were also given the surface area, so I'll put that in. So I've used my surface area formula and I put in all the information that I know. And what I notice now is that I have an equation with just R. I can solve this as long as it's one of the equations we're used to from algebra. So I can solve for R. That's exactly what I need to find the volume. So let's go ahead and work with this equation. So the first thing I want to do is probably try to simplify it as much as possible. Having 144 pi being equal to all of this, we have two terms here. So we've got this term and then this term times 6. So what I'm basically doing is dividing out the 2 out of all of this side and these two terms. And so I'm left with 72 pi is equal to pi r squared plus pi r times 6. And the next thing I'm going to do is get rid of the pi to see if we can simplify this. Oh, wait a minute, this 72 has a pi on it. I think I lost that also in translation with our work. So this is really good. I don't think I saw that there was a pi there. So this is really, really good. It makes it far less difficult because we're going to be able to see that indeed this is a very typical quadratic equation. I won't say simple. So 72 is equal to r squared plus, and let me write this in a way we're used to, 6r. So how do we solve this? R squared plus 6r minus 72 is what we have. I think I also messed that up in our communication. I think when I moved it over, it became, it was minus 72, but when we put it in the formula, bad things happen. But I'm looking at this now, since it doesn't have that weird pi in the denominator, I actually think we can factor this pretty simply. So the question is r times r. I need r's to get that, and what two things multiply to give me negative 72 but add up to a positive 6r. And so 72 has lots of factors. 12 and 6 is the one that I'm thinking about right now. So if I do 12, a negative 12 and a positive 6, when I multiply them, I'll get a negative 72, but when I add them, I will get a negative 6, so I'm going to change those signs. And I get a negative 6 and a positive 12. So when I FOIL this, I'll get this. And so the next step in solving for r is setting each of these factors equal to 0. When I have two things that multiply to give me 0, one of them must be 0. And so now either r minus 6 is equal to 0 or r plus 12 is equal to 0. Fortunately, since we're dealing with real life, we really only want the positive answer. And so r could equal a positive 6 or a negative 12. We will reject the negative 12 and we will use r equals 6. So now v is equal to pi times 6 squared times 6. 6 to the third power is what we get. The volume is going to be 216 pi. That's me leaving it in the exact form. And then if we use a calculator to approximate the pi value, when we multiply it, we get that the volume is approximately 678.6, I don't know what units we're doing, inches cubed. So in either case, this is what it is. So sorry for taking you on a tour of bad mathematics. Hopefully this makes sense, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Have a good night.